Okay. Hello! Today we're gonna be playing Deep Lake. This is a game I got off of Steam. I can put the link in the description so you can play it yourself. Let's see. Now, I don't know much about this game. Oh, a road ran through a dense forest. I slowed down, looked around, lowered the car window. Smell of the forest burst in the car. Flow was humid and chilling. I coughed, gaining a breath of the cold forest air. The pictures are really nice. Sorry, I just need to set my timer. Because if I don't set my timer, I will not be able to post this. Okay. Last week I got a fever and lied around in bed for a week. That noxious feeling of sickness still didn't leave me alone. It's already April, but winter is not rushing to leave. Between the trees, dirty little islands of snow are thinning out. Bare, damp earth was slowly getting rid of its white disease. I wish I could say the same. This illness, still staying inside me, was not letting me breathe freely. It was an hour-and-a-half ride to Grandopolis, but I really didn't want to return to the city. My apartment with Trigger is tomorrow after the appointment. Sorry, I'm Russian. Way too much. Okay. My appointment with Trigger is tomorrow after lunch. There is no reason to rush. I tried to make the pleasure of traveling last longer and slowed down. Rain started knocking on the car's roof again, for 100th time today. It's getting dark. Water drop spray was burning my face. I raised the window and turned on the wipers. I put my foot down, accelerating. Now that is a bad idea when the rain starts. You're supposed to slow down, not go faster. A gray bird hit the windshield. Wipers threw it on the hood, smearing and mixing thick blood with the rain on the glass. I accelerated more and more until a gust of wind took down the body on a road. The body? Probably this is when it all started. Let me tell you about myself, or a lot will be misunderstood. My name is Salber Yon Roche, or just Sally. For 10 years, I was working as a forensic photographer. Why not a wedding one? That is a key question. I studied for a medical examiner, but decided to cheat on this job. I wanted to take pictures of corpses, not picking their insides. I don't care about flowers, landscapes, happiness on someone's faces. I am death's photographer, thanatologist. I only care about how things decompose. The beauty of decomposing body hypnotizes me. It contains some attractive force. Actually, the word beauty isn't exactly correct. It is something nobler. Death is the source and life is its follow-up. You can look at it from another perspective. Coat turned inside out warms the same way. Death has a structure, composition. It is ideal, and life is an incomplete act. Universe started from death. My friends consider me a strange, asocial man. That is the truth. I don't like people. People are just barrels of flesh and bones, full of lies. Benefit, lust, envy, that is all that drives them. It's not like a goner. A dead body drops all the human's mass. It doesn't pretend. It is neither a man nor a woman. It is united with eternity. However, there is one passion that connects me with the living obsession with horses. I can infinitely look at two things: marble corpse sculpture and a graceful canter of a stallion that rushes to the horizon. This detrimental interest of these four-legged animals predetermined my destiny. About a year ago, I went to Dachstein Meadows to take pictures of grazing herds, photographing horses and stallions. I got carried away and went deep in the pack. My guide screamed something and the convoy of horses rushed away. In the midst of dust, I fell down to the ground, almost got hit by a hammer. Almost like I got hit by a hammer. Okay. Darkness smothered me. Parts of reality and illusions chaotically blended into incoherent fragments. Dull flashes. My dead parents. Operating room. Unpleasant gaze from under the medical mask. Noises, whispers, melodies, and an old man. I breathed with the help of a ventilator, sometimes seeing hallucinations. An old left was to the left of me. Old man, why do I even care? Some weird, unfamiliar feelings, scents, movements, sounds, vibrations surrounded that man. I was greedily absorbed the entire cacophony of inexistent elements. And then darkness. Light, blinding light at the end. Whatever it was, I rushed towards the light. A shaggy white head and a bent back of an old man appeared. He led the way, while I followed him in this boundless universe, and then an enormous space. I felt its volume. I was inside a cell. I felt its size, and I knew that billions of those invisible cells surrounded me. Suddenly, a dark essence with a cloak of ash appeared in front. Old man stopped. Me too. The cloak wasn't made of fabric, but from burnt ash. Face was covered with a baggy hood. Under the hood, terrifying black abyss. Old man made 3 steps forward, standing next to the essence, and then turned back to me. He leaned on his staff, a bag over his left shoulder, his face dissolving in the smoke. Only his messy hair were visible. The dark essence reached out to me with a loud, creaking voice. "You are early." I wasn't sure what to respond with, and if I was able to speak. "You are now instead of this old man?" My voice finally cut. "Probably not. I just followed the light. Do you understand the dead? I feel them. Feeling them is not a mastery." Essence turned to the old man. "Give him, Cannon." The man came up to me, gave me the staff, took off the bag and put it over my left shoulder. "What now?" "They will find you." Everything disappeared. I was falling down. I woke up in the hospital. Old man's bed was empty. Cold draft filled the room. It entered through a huge broken window, playing around with a terrible smell of medicine. The sharp feather of the glass cut. Howling, whistling wind. Nurses and a doctor came in. Confusion, noises, guesses about what happened were not ending. Old man left through the window. You could hear the voices of the medical staff. How did he jump out? Wasn't he in a coma? There was no man, no body. I was rapidly getting better. Springs of health woke up inside me. My brain formed new thoughts, completely different from what they were before. Perception, imagination, logic, all built up into strange, irrational flow. One night, something pushed me, like a zombie. I stood up and went to a neighboring room. They recently placed a young firefighter there, who was stuck between burning beams. He was dead. Everyone was sleeping, so his death was unnoticed. Cold sweat, shivers all over my body. Being there with the leaving firefighter's soul created spontaneous images of swirling layers of plasma. Plasm? All kinds of colored dashes, sticks, geometric figures assembled into some unknown symbols. Until morning, I observed weird fiery patterns. Now, if someone died, I would always go to the dead and drop into trance. I watched the symbolic codes that fly through the soul, trying to understand their meaning. Oh, interesting. After fully recovering, I returned home. I was starting to make sense from these chaotic series of unending videograms. Signs were falling into a certain systematic group. Later on, symbols constructed a schematic flow, something like a hybrid alphabet. There was no interest in forensic job anymore. I left. I received my severance pay and started roaming places where someone died. I read the information from the corpse, drawing tables, deciphering death signs and codes, writing them down in a big notebook. Trigger appeared 40 days after the old man incident. I was drinking coffee in a bar nearby, and I was writing down an idea that I got on a piece of a napkin. A strong fear pierced my body. The feeling of upcoming danger came down to the bottom of my stomach. Trigger sat next to me. They found me. Trigger had a scare stare of an unwinking abyss. Who is ready to devour me together with all my past and future reincarnations? The waitress took his order like there was nothing wrong. I felt like I was the only one who could see his black hole face. It's time. Time to be useful. Well, I am in trouble. Do you know anything about purpose? A mission? Inside your mother's womb, you received your purpose. Why were you born? What do you need to achieve, to create? What to lose, what to win, what to destroy? The waitress brought him coffee. Sips of the brown liquid disappeared in the mist of his missing mouth. Someone died. You are by the side. Did something stay after death? Signs flying around the body. How many? It depends. 5 to 9? It depends. 5 to 9. 5 elements of different elements. He was right. I don't know how I didn't notice that. Oh. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have to end this here with the meeting of a interesting stranger. Oh, there we go. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to get back into this and see what's going on. But I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day.